Well, hello everybody. This is Cheryl. I am with the Heart Matters Wellness Services, or I'm with Rebounding with a Purpose. All depends on which channel you're watching me on. And today I want to stop by and encourage you. You stopped here because you thought more or less that it's a topic that you could speak to or that might resonate with you. And that's exactly what I want to be done today. I want this topic to resonate with you. And so my purpose today is to help you recognize that you are unstoppable, that you can move from chaos to clarity, even if you wear a lot of hats with intention. So, no more staying in the dark, standing in the dark, sitting in the dark. It's all about moving from chaos to clarity, regardless of what space you are in. All right. So, let me try and take this off here. Hopefully, I can get it off. Thank you. So here we go. You are unstoppable. Don't you dare forget that. So this is a little bit about who I am, what I do. I'm a professional counselor. I'm also a counselor supervisor, but I'm also a certified grief professional. I love to do professional development training. I love to do speaking engagement. And yes, I have an accent. I'm quite aware. It's Jamaican. Wagwan, man. Wagwan. That's how we say it. Wagwan. One of the things that I absolutely love to do is to try new things, new places, and I may try certain things at least once. I'm a published author, but I'm also a big proponent of self-care. And hey, fun fact, I do play cricket. I haven't played in a minute, but I can get a bat and make some runs. I love when I'm doing my engagement that I get some feedback, whether or not it's an eye contact or it's a nod. It tells me, okay, something is resonating. So I'm going to ask you if you like something, you hear something, you like something, say that in the chat. All right. So why are we here? We're here today because you are in a space where you're not only a woman, a man, a father, a mother. You have other hats. You work for a corporation, even if the corporation is home incorporated. Bottom line is you wear many hats. You have a big heart and you have big dreams. But right now, in this season that we're in, especially in our society, I recognize that many of us have heavy hearts. And can I tell you something? You're not alone. Today, my goal is to get you from being stuck or feeling stuck to standing strong. So, as we go forward for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to challenge you to set your intentions. Set your intentions, and while you're doing it, make sure your focus is on you. So, let me give you some reality check that I am so aware of. We're in a season of economic uncertainty. A lot of us are experiencing business fatigue and burnout, especially if you're a small business owner. There is also the fear of the unknown because you're in this fatigue, you're in this burnout, the economy is up and down. You don't know what's going on. So you're afraid of tomorrow. Start the truth. So this is a reality check I'm so aware of. And at the end of the day, especially if you're a small business owner, you want to do it all. You feel pressure to do it all. You might be, because you're tightening up. So now you might be the receptionist, but you're also the one who goes out and find the business. You're the marketer, but also you're the one that does the actual work in the business. But can I tell you there's a cost? There's a hidden cost. Because while you're out there being everything to everybody, you are experiencing mental exhaustions. Your creative energy is not as strong as it used to be. And in so doing, because you're experiencing that fatigue and that burnout, you're becoming disconnected from your purpose. And unfortunately, you might be feeling paralyzed or fearful. No, it's not something that we see with the natural eyes, but you know you're experiencing it. And so, might I remind you, you're unstoppable. You might say, me? And I'm saying, yes, you. You are unstoppable. And what I mean by that, it's not about you doing everything. It's not about you doing more or working harder and burning out harder. You're unstoppable because starting today, I'm going to give you some strategies to challenge you to move with purpose and honor your limits. I'm going to challenge you to be resilient. Try to achieve resilience more than perfection. What am I saying? It's time to leave the burnout camp. And then I'm going to challenge you to let go the need for perfection. Perfection is just that, perfection. And if you ask me, perfection is anxiety. Because the truth is, you're not perfect. And so I'm going to challenge you to embrace this progress and do what matters. See, you did not get your bunions until you started wearing heels. Someone once said that. And I don't remember the author, otherwise I would give them credit. But I want to use it and focus on what does this person mean by that? I did not get bunions until I started wearing heels. My feet didn't start aching until I started putting pressure on them. You're good in your tennis shoes, you're good in your sneakers, but when you start doing something on an everyday basis because you're applying pressure, something is going to shift. And so before I go forward, I want to ask you, do you know the signs of burnout? Do you know the signs of overwhelm? If you're burnout, you might be experiencing chronic exhaustion. You might feel a little detached, or you might even get cynical about what you do. You might even feel ineffective or accomplished or unaccomplished. You might be experiencing feelings of overwhelm, so you're not concentrating, you're irritable, you're anxious, and you're probably feeling frozen or not able to respond in real time or as quickly as you used to daily life challenges. But guess what? If you feel any of these symptoms, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, guess what? Awareness brings healing. Awareness is the first step to healing and clarity. Look, you might be experiencing some chaos right now, but might I tell you that chaos is the great motivator? See, if you think of a storm, in every storm, there is a silver lining. There's a sense of rebirth. Think about the last storm that we had. It was chaotic during the storm. The rain was just coming down, leaves were blowing every which way, and there were even some trees that may have fallen. But after that storm, what did you notice? Even those trees that had fallen, what do you notice? They were dead. They were dead. They weren't serving any purpose except standing there. Some of them weren't even dead. They were still green, but they weren't rooted. They were shallow. Henry Brooks Adams says chaos breeds life, order breeds habit. Don't dismiss chaos because in every storm, there is hope. There is a silver lining. We can reframe our thought process and see what's not seen. So I want to introduce you to clarity. Clarity is not always what you think it is. Sometimes clarity is that sense of uncomfortableness that you're experiencing, because it's in that uncomfortableness that you're going to experience growth. Sometimes it's when you start questioning what you're experiencing, where you are, what you're going through, that new purpose begin to emerge. And guess what? If you're exhausted, if you're feeling overwhelmed, might I tell you that it's your space telling you that what you're experiencing, what you're doing, no longer suits you. So, yes, clarity has a way of showing up, even in chaos, even when things are uncomfortable. And so, your purpose today is to reset. Yes, you have many hats, you have one mission. And that one mission is to identify what's draining you. It might feel forced, it might feel heavy, but guess what? It just might be draining you. And then I want you to reflect on what's energizing you. What are those things that give you a high? What are those things that gives you life and reminds you of your passion and what you're doing, what you're striving for? What are those things that bring meaning into your life? And right now, I want you to connect the dots. How do you connect the dots, you say? If you had to choose one of those energizers that feel most aligned with your purpose, which would you choose? That, my friend, that is what you need to focus on. So let me remind you, purpose clarifies. When you have a purpose, it will give you clarity. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it all, but you must understand your why. Because when you understand your why, it helps you identify which hat is your crown. Yes, you are wearing many hats, but there is a crown in that hat. And so, as I'm wrapping up, I want to say to you, it's time to move from a recession mindset to a resilient mindset. And there are three S's that I'd like you to focus on. The first one is simplify. You might be all over the place and you might be doing 10 different things because you're thinking, I'm it, the buck stops with me. But that might be draining you. And so I want to challenge you to simplify. Focus on that thing which is essential, that thing that must get done, that thing really that brings you, that feeds you, and brings you what you need. And your second S is to strengthen relationships. We do invest in those we trust. What am I asking you to do? Start marketing yourself, marketing your business. At the end of the day, you incorporated. So if you don't have a business, I want you to think about you yourself as a business when you show up in the marketplace tomorrow at your desk. Actually, when you show up at PTA tomorrow at the meeting, or even when you show up to make the kids and the partner breakfast tomorrow. Strengthen those relationships. Because when you do, those relationships are going to pour back into you. Because yes, we do invest in those we trust. Last S, stay adaptable. What do I mean by that? Staying adaptable. It means be flexible, be creative, and yes, be okay with pivoting. If you're not adaptable in this economy, in this market, you may get left behind. If you're not using AI in some shape or form, you might be behind. And so to navigate the three S's, simplify, strengthen those relationships, and staying adaptable, the onus is on you to choose faith over fear. Faith says, what if I fly? Or I will fly. And fear says, if I try to fly, I just might fail. Or fear says, all the way out of the gate, what if I fail without even trying? So choose faith over fear. How do you do that? Look at the worst case scenario and then create a plan to survive that worst case scenario. Then, when you look at all the worst case scenarios and you create a plan to survive it, choose the best case scenario and then create a plan to reach it. You can become resilient in this recession. Get creative, pivot, diversify your income streams. How do you make money? How can you continue to make money with what you've got? I'll give you an example. I'm a mental health therapist, and my profession is very diverse. I can teach, I can supervise, I can create. So I can diversify my income that way. And don't tell me that nothing you're doing is diversifiable. That's not true. Think outside the box and choose faith over fear. And yes, market, market, market to stay visible. You might be the best you incorporated you are, but if nobody knows you exist, you are a broke. You know who you are, right? And then trim unnecessary expenses. Yes, it's great that you take the employees out or the kids out if you are a home manager, that you take them out every week. But maybe you want to do something different that will trim expenses. Maybe you want to plan your routes instead of just driving all over. Maybe, just maybe, you want to think about letting go of one of those streaming services. Truth be told, you can only watch one at a time. And then work and serve with empathy. In this season, we are collectively scared, but you don't have to give up. You don't have to throw in the towel and give up on yourself. You can begin to invest in personal development, not just business tools, but invest in speaking clearer, invest in how you present yourself, level up your deserve, invest in what you wear, how you look, get creative, get focused on your purpose. Purpose is like a compass in a storm. It tells you what to say yes to, what to say no to, and yes, when to pivot, not panic. You can only do this when you start with your why. So if you're going to get from chaos to clarity, you've got to get clear. C, choose what matters. L, let go of what no longer serves you. E, evaluate to energize your core mission. Evaluate to energize your passion. And A, act with intention. And when you're doing all these, don't forget to pause and reflect. Because when you reflect, you can recalibrate easily or much easier. And I'd recommend that you do this on a daily basis. I want you to reflect on this. When the dust settles, who do you want to be standing? Do you want chaos or do you want clarity? Again, get clear. So right now, I want you to take a few minutes and pay attention to what is coming into your awareness. Yes, negative thoughts might be coming. Acknowledge them, but then set them aside. Don't put any limits on what's coming to you. Don't discard them as unrealistic. Just be still. Go inward for a moment. Receive what's coming to you. No judgment, and be open. Ask yourself, what is it that I need to achieve? What do I need to move to feel fulfilled? What revelation is being deposited right now and what needs to be revealed? As you're reflecting on that, may I give you permission to dust off those dreams and push beyond the limitations and begin the process of fulfilling your dreams? You are unstoppable. You have everything you need to succeed. It's inside of you. You can adapt and thrive through uncertainty. And yes, we're only the hats that align with your mission because your chaos is clearing the path for your clarity. You are unstoppable because you understand your why. You're unstoppable because starting over is not for you. Starting stronger is. So from here on out, review one hat weekly. What is that one thing you need to do to move from chaos to clarity with purpose? Until then, I'm Cheryl, the Heart Matters Wellness Services, Rebounding with a Purpose, 678 754 5840. Take care.